monitoring and bring you all updates from. But moving on now, and as US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are preparing to meet in the coming days, Putin's special envoy Kirill Dmitriev has said that the dialogue between the two countries is going to be historic. He has further said that the meeting between the leaders is an opportunity to convey Russia's position to the US president. Let's listen.
К созидательному и конструктивному диалогу с Соединенными Штатами. И, безусловно, тот саммит между руководством России и США, который планируется, надеемся, на следующей неделе, это, безусловно, может стать важным историческим событием, когда позиция России будет четко донесена до президента Трампа. Мы также отмечаем то, что идет очень важный диалог с Соединенными Штатами Америки по различным направлениям. И очень многие противники России пытаются сорвать этот диалог, пытаются ему помешать, пытаются дезинформировать руководство Соединенных Штатов о различных фактах.
Well, the meeting follows Trump's remarks that he was hopeful of holding a joint meeting with both Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump has warned Moscow that unless a ceasefire is reached by Friday, it will face broader sanctions. Well, joining us is John Rosamundo to discuss all of the implications relating to this. He is the president of Viking Research Associates and geopolitical analyst, joining us live from Washington, D.C. John, as always, it is a pleasure to speak with you on the programme today. There is a lot for us to discuss, but let's start with this potential meeting that could come within days, according to officials. How significant do you think this meeting really is in ending the war between Russia and Ukraine?
Well, it offers President Trump an opportunity to get face-to-face with Vladimir Putin and to lay out his frustrations with the Russian president's refusal to agree to a ceasefire and bring the war to an end. President Trump campaigned on ending the war. Rumors suggest that President Trump will offer a ceasefire instead of peace, a de facto recognition of the areas of Ukraine occupied by Russia as under Russian domination, and a few other things, and allowing the U.S. to continue to arm Ukraine. But I think that it's going to be very difficult to get Putin to budge on anything.
John, there has been a comment from US politicians, experts and thinkers surrounding this shifting US-Russia relationship. We've heard people suggest that Putin has potentially been pulling the wool over Donald Trump's eyes at points. Trump himself has used stronger language when referring to Putin and, of course, shifting his stance from we're trying to work towards peace diplomatically to putting pressure on to shortening deadlines. But could this be another case of Putin potentially saying one thing to Trump, but then doing something different in reality?
Well, I think that the number one thing to recognize is that Putin has no desire to pull out or to show anything that could result in the perception that he lost the war. So I think that Putin will continue. However, Trump will lean on him to end the fighting.
And John, let's look at a potential meeting between Zelensky, Putin and Trump. Of course, that's something that Zelensky himself has been calling for. Vladimir Putin talking about the certain circumstances not yet being right for that meeting. In your opinion, could that be another delay tactic?
Well, I think that the number one thing that Vladimir Putin does not want to do is to legitimize Volodymyr Zelensky's government. I mean, the propaganda describes him as a dictator, works at delegitimizing him. So I think that Putin will refrain likely from face-to-face meeting with Zelensky.
And John, we've heard there a Russian official refer to this meeting when it takes place as being historic when it does. What do you think they're referring to?
Well, I mean, we've never had a major war that was mediated by an American president since the Russo-Japanese War of 1905, in which Theodore Roosevelt negotiated an end to that war. So I'm hopeful that President Trump will be able to talk some sense into Vladimir Putin to end the fighting.
John, where does this go next? Of course, that Trump deadline for Russia before it faces potential sanctions is hanging over. Do you think that might be delayed if this meeting takes place after that date? And what does this say about Trump's ability to stick to his word on these deadlines? Western Europe, Western allies of Ukraine as well, have been pushing the US to put these sanctions in. Do you think this could cause discontent between Ukrainian allies and the US as well?
Well, let's put it this way. President Trump is a man of pragmatism. He uses threats to try to get concessions from other sides. It's something he has been doing since he was in the real estate development business in New York. It's part of his art of the deal. So, he goes and ramps things up and then tries to get concessions. If he gets concessions, he dials back. If he fails, he increases the sanctions.
Yes, and John, finally, I just want your opinion on this. What do you think will come from this meeting, and do you think this will actually lead to peace?
Well, I think that face-to-face discussions are the best way to do diplomacy. I think that the summits that we had in the Soviet era between American presidents and Soviet leaders reduced the global temperature politically. So hopefully having Trump talking with Putin and engaging him will get him to get some sense and end the conflict.
John, you will be staying with us as we take our sights away from the Russia-Ukraine conflict and US intervention towards the Middle East. An aid was airdropped over northern Gaza earlier today. It was close to 200